to do 2 bell ringers each day of the 3 days, so a total of 6. And so I'm going to go over the first two. So, number one, like every week, is capitalization. And this week, the specific rules they want to remind us of are to capitalize races and ethnic groups. So, Native American, Hispanic, Caucasian. Anyone from England is English, capital E, English. We speak the English language, capital E. Okay, so you're going to see times when you would capitalize that. We see that a couple of times here in the sentence. And the second part of the rule they remind us is to capitalize regions of the world. For example, the Orient. Now, when we think of that, we live in the Midwest, and then we would capitalize it. However, if we are just describing something as being Midwestern, we don't capitalize it. So it's only the specific place, not when it's being used as an adjective in this case, okay? And it tells you on this you have 5 words to capitalize. And the obvious one that sometimes we forget is that very first word of the sentence, okay? So get all of those. And then part 2 is punctuation. And we just went over these quotations last week when we wrote our ending, our epilogue to Lamb to the Slaughter. So this should just be a real quick review on how you capitalize and punctuate dialogue. Okay? So it reminds us we put a comma after the speaker and verb at the beginning of a sentence, our attribution. For instance, Reggie said, comma. Now, if we have a question, we're going to put our question mark inside the quotation marks. Okay? We have strong emotion, we might have to put in an exclamation point. Periods and commas all go inside the quotation marks too. So, now, here's where we've been having some trouble with this. It says here, mark all needed punctuation. I have a few of you who have been going in and just doing whatever rule we're reminded about up here, and that's been the only punctuation corrections you've been putting in the sentence. You are to mark all needed punctuation for the sentence. And look, I even gave you a clue. There are 6 things you need to include. I will give you a hint that also that includes the 2 beginning and ending quotation mark as 2 separate marks. Also in this, you get a clue of where your quotation starts because it's the beginning of a sentence. It starts with a capital letter. So there's a clue in here for you. And then don't forget last week's rules about commas with cities and states or with days and dates and things like that. Okay? So get through those. Make sure you've watched this. See if you have questions. Send us messages.